Now, the Madlanga Commission will resume its hearings today with a new witness. Former City of Ekurhuleni manager Dr. Imogen Mashazi, suspended acting EMPD Chief Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi, and the suspended Police Minister Senzo Mchunu are expected to take the stand this week. Let's cross now to SABC News reporter Canny Maphanga for another update here. Canny, we did allude earlier to the fact that we may have further details later. So later wasn't too much later. So we know that those three protagonists, alleged protagonists, will be taking the stand at the commission this week. But of course, what we still don't know is, unless you do, who's taking the stand this morning.
Indeed. Good morning to you, Sakina, and to the viewers once again. We can confirm that this week, by Friday, the 5th of December, 2025, the Commission will wrap up its public hearings, and it seems that the focus will be solely on implicated persons prior to meeting that quote-unquote deadline of the 17th of December set by the President in order for the Commission to hand over its prelim report. Now, we expect today, now that we know who the witnesses are so far for the next coming days, that the Commission will be starting with that City of Ekurhuleni evidence. That means, I'm not sure what the order will be, but we know that definitely it's going to be the former city manager of the City of Ekurhuleni, that is Dr. Imogen Mashazi, as well as the suspended acting EMPD chief, that is Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi. Now, we've heard very serious damning allegations about the pair, about the kind of alleged corruption that engulfed the City of Ekurhuleni. And of course, Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi's alleged reign of terror was put into focus before the commission, where it was alleged that it included allegations of extortion, theft, and even the murder of an individual or business person in a mistaken case gone wrong, about a robbery gone wrong allegedly. But these are the kinds of serious allegations that Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi was facing. We've also heard evidence that wherever there was an issue that someone would challenge Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi, whether it be for the Blue Light saga or some of the elements of criminality that were introduced by members of particularly his unit and alleged civilians that were participating in those particular events, they were victimized. And of course, we've heard evidence from several officials that have come forward to do so. Where Dr. Imogen Mashazi comes into play is that it is alleged that she shielded this particular individual from any form of accountability, did not allow him to be suspended in the wake of those damning allegations against him, including that of murder, continued to protect this individual. And of course, there are a lot of victims along the way that suffered due to the fact of Dr. Imogen Mashazi's alleged interference in any attempt to, I guess, vindicate Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi. So that is going to be the critical evidence that is focused on today. That is the City of Ekurhuleni. We've heard a lot of evidence about the kind of alleged criminality or criminal elements that had engulfed that particular city during that particular reign of terror that has been described by Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi, and of course the role that Dr. Mashazi would have played in that regard. However, those are not the only witnesses that we are expecting this week. We now have confirmation that the former police, or the current police minister that is on a leave of absence, that is Minister Senzo Mchunu, will be appearing from tomorrow before the stand. I'm sure his testimony will take more than one day, but of course he is at the center of this critical probe, because he is, his disbandment decision, rather, if you put it that way, is at the center of what triggered that July announcement by Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi to reveal all of these allegations of criminality, political interference, and corruption in the criminal justice system, which brings us to this all-important probe. We'll hear from the police minister that is now on a leave of absence for the first time regarding the allegations of his disbandment decision and why he may have pursued such a decision. We've already heard evidence that he didn't have the powers to take such a decision. He needed to consult, that the decision may have been allegedly been influenced by these alleged criminal syndicates. And we've also heard that one of those alleged criminal cartel members, that is Vusimuzi Kat Matlala, was allegedly funding his presidential ambitions. So there's a lot of issues for all of these implicated persons to report on this week and give answers to the commissions about. And then it also gives us an idea as to the reports itself that will be handed over to the president. It won't only now be based on phase one, which is the evidence in chief, but it will will now include some of the testimony of the implicated persons. We'll continue to catch up in the next hour regarding some of the very serious allegations that all of these implicated persons have to answer to. It's over to you in studio.
Indeed, we shall, Canny, and with all that you've said, there's still so much more to be said about what came out of that testimony against Dr. Imogen Mashazi and Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi of the Ekurhuleni Metro, and of course what allegedly happened there with the blue lights and cat matlala and hijackings that were done. It's a lot, but of course Canny Maphanga will give us a little bit more in the next hour.